Bonanza, a landmark 20th century Western series, still manages to stir the imagination of viewers even these decades after its conclusion. In this video, we're diving into the show's journey, focusing on the iconic final episode that marked the end of an era. The birth of a Western icon. Bonanza made its television debut September 12, 1959. It was a time when Westerns were a dominant genre on American TV, but Bonanza stood out for several reasons. Created by David Dortort, the show was envisioned to be more than just a typical Western. It aimed to blend adventure, family dynamics, and social issues in a compelling narrative. One of Bonanza's most notable contributions was its pioneering use of color broadcasting. At a time when most shows were still in black and white, Bonanza was one of the first series to be filmed and broadcast in color. This bold move was a gamble by NBC and parent company RCA, which was looking to sell more color television sets. This vibrant portrayal of the Nevada landscape and the colorful costumes brought a new level of visual appeal to the show. The show was set on the Ponderosa Ranch near Virginia City, Nevada, during and after the Civil War. It revolved around the Cartwright family, led by the widowed patriarch Ben Cartwright, played by Lorne Greene. He was joined by his three sons, each from a different marriage: the wise and responsible Adam, Pernell Roberts, the gentle giant Hoss, Dan Blocker, and the hot-headed youngest, Little Joe, Michael Landon. The family dynamics, with their mix of personalities and backgrounds, were central to the show's enduring appeal. Unlike many Westerns of its time, Bonanza often addressed social issues, including racism, environmentalism, and social justice. The show's writers weren't afraid to tackle controversial topics, which helped the series resonate with a broader audience and stay relevant through changing social landscapes. Bonanza's shocking finale. The Hunter, the series' final episode, presents a stark and haunting conclusion to the iconic Western saga of Bonanza. This episode, a marked departure from the show's usual themes, centers around a harrowing and intense narrative that leaves a lasting impression on its audience. The plot revolves around a convict, Tanner, played by Tom Skerritt. Tanner's character is deeply affected by his past, driven to the brink of insanity by his life in captivity. This backstory sets the stage for the episode's grim climax. Tanner, having escaped from prison on the eve of his execution, embarks on a disturbing spree, indiscriminately shooting at everything in a wild and uncontrollable frenzy. The tension in the episode builds as Tanner crosses paths with Joe Cartwright, played by Michael Landon, who is unaware of the danger Tanner poses. Joe's kindness in inviting Tanner to share his campsite turns into a nightmare when he becomes the target of Tanner's twisted game of survival. The episode shifts into a suspenseful chase, with Joe desperately trying to outwit Tanner in a brutal game of cat and mouse across the rugged Nevada terrain. What sets the episode apart is its minimal dialogue, relying heavily on visual storytelling. The audience is drawn into the intensity of the chase, feeling the desperation and danger that Joe faces. The episode's climax is both shocking and tragic, with Tanner's uncontrollable shooting spree ending abruptly as his heart gives out, causing him to collapse and die. The final scene casts a somber shadow over the series' conclusion. The unsettling image of Tanner's collapse, coupled with the knowledge of Dan Blocker's untimely death due to heart complications, adds a layer of real-life poignancy to the episode. It's a jarring and painful moment that starkly contrasts with the show's previous episodes, leaving the audience to reflect on the series' legacy and the impact of its unexpected ending. Series finale secrets. Plunging into the behind-the-scenes of The Hunter, the final episode reveals a trove of intriguing secrets. Notably, despite their presence in the opening credits, David Canary and Tim Matheson were absent from the finale. This was due to a decision by Michael Landon, who directed the episode, to maintain a tight narrative pace, leading to the cutting of a planned scene at the Ponderosa involving these characters. The intense inner turmoil of the antagonist, Bill Tanner, was heightened by the uncredited voiceover work of Western star Dan Collier. His ominous dialogue gave depth to Tanner's twisted psyche, enhancing the episode's suspense. And Hal Burton, Landon's principal stunt double, played a significant role, not only appearing as a silent character, but also performing high-risk stunts, including a hazardous jail scene. The episode also featured Grizzly Green, a former professional boxer and real-life prospector, as Harv in the final scene. His authentic background added a genuine genuine touch to his character's portrayal. Interestingly, the plot of The Hunter inspired a similar storyline in Gunsmoke's Season 20 opener, reflecting the enduring influence of Bonanza's storytelling. Michael Landon's masterful direction is evident throughout the episode. It was one of the 14 he directed for the series, and perhaps its most impactful, showcasing his ability to use varied camera angles and lighting to create a visually compelling narrative. The episode's haunting musical motif, featuring the nursery rhyme Frere Jacques, further added the chilling atmosphere, turning a familiar tune into a symbol of impending doom. The production of The Hunter faced its own set of challenges. Filmed in Arizona, the team contended with unexpected weather conditions, including heavy rains that necessitated script changes and the use of a sprinkler system to mimic rain in later scenes. Why Bonanza was canceled. Several factors contributed to Bonanza's cancellation, including changes in the cast and a decline in ratings. Pernell Roberts, who played Adam Cartwright, left the show in 1965, citing his dissatisfaction with the content and calling it junk TV. The most significant and heartrending change came with the sudden passing of Dan Blocker, who portrayed Haas Cartwright. His death deeply affected the cast and crew and marked a turning point for the series. The show tried to address his absence, but the void he left was palpable. Michael Landon, also directing and producing the show at the time, remarked on the challenges they faced in acknowledging Blocker's death within the confines of the show. The beginning of the final season was particularly emotional, being the first to air since Blocker's passing. The cancellation came as a shock to many, including Lauren Green. According to a report by LA Times reporter Greg Kilday, the announcement was made by a representative from NBC, abruptly ending the 13.5 years of the Cartwright family's presence on TV. Green expressed regret that they couldn't end the series more dramatically, saying, quote, "If we had known this was coming, we would have gone out with a bang and not a whimper." Despite the show's end, its legacy continues. Attempts were made to revive Bonanza, including a television movie in the mid-80s called Bonanza: The Next Generation, but it failed to capture the original's essence. Nevertheless, the adventures of the Cartwright family remain a cherished memory for many, a testament to the enduring appeal of this iconic series. Now it's time to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the series and the final episode? Do you have a favorite Bonanza moment or character? Let us know in the comments section below.